When you think of the strongest traps in Terraria, there's a few things that might come to mind. Maybe boulders, deadman chests, the jungle temple. Those are all pretty good answers and they're definitely dangerous, but when it comes to killing other players, they don't even come close to being the most effective. But what is effective is you guys for getting me to 1K, so thank you all for that, and if you want to come along for the ride, go ahead and sub if you enjoy. The button's right down there. Okay, so as I was yapping, I was making a world on the good old seed known as Get Fixed Boy. If you don't know, the seed is a combination of all the other secret seeds that Terraria has to offer. The one I want to focus on is the No Trap seed. As you can see in the name, it removes all the traps that would normally spawn. Just kidding. It multiplies the amount of traps in your world by 100. It also has a few new traps like bouncy boulders, life crystal boulders, and most importantly, the point of this video and the greatest trap in Terraria, TNT barrels. The way that most traps work in Terraria is with the wiring system, which requires a wired connection between the trap itself and some sort of trigger like a pressure plate or a switch. This is how every trap is set up in world generation, except for the TNT barrel. Normally, to use traps in a reasonable way to kill someone, you would want to wire it to the surface of the world or somewhere inconspicuous, and that simply can't be done without killing Skeletron, finding the mechanic, and buying a wrench. But the TNT barrel? It's wire-free, and it's super cheap to craft, so how does it detonate? Well, this gets a little bit complicated because the answer is almost anything. A huge amount of different interactions with the TNT barrel will set it off. Here are some of the basic examples. Melee weapons, ranged weapons, tools, placing blocks, falling blocks, breaking blocks, grappling hooks, actuators, other traps, nearby explosions, and probably some other stuff too. I don't know. And just for clarity, a few things that will not set off the TNT barrel include direct wiring, enemy contact, enemy projectiles, NPC attacks, and that's actually all I found that was notable. So, now that I've laid out some foundation for the TNT barrels, I want to show you some of the more interesting ways that you can use the barrels to your PvP trapping advantage. Starting with first, what I call the "they have a warrant, don't they?" For this one, you're going to place a barrel right behind your front door, and after whatever crime you committed, they pop open the door and boom. For whatever reason, just like placing blocks, if a door obstructs the placement of a TNT barrel, it sets it off for quite the unexpected explosion. Next up, finally the Dirt Rod gets a chance in the spotlight. The Dirt Rod, an item that I'm sure the Dryad discontinued 8 years ago, can genuinely lead to some of the most devious PvP kills imaginable. It has the ability to move dirt blocks from anywhere as long as they're on screen, so if you take out a piece of dirt from underneath a TNT barrel that's underground or far out of reach, you can detonate it from the most unexpected of positions. Also, using a chain of barrels, you can increase the range to off-screen. What? Okay, so last but not least, setting the barrel off in the same second you place it while surviving. I'll admit this one is very risky, and if you're on medium core it can be pretty bad, but the payoff is unmatched. So if you find yourself a skeleton merchant in the caverns and buy out some strange brew, you can place a barrel and then drink the brew at the same time as you stab the barrel for a 61% chance of getting immunity frames and exploding your enemy point blank with 0 penalty. Yeah, I know. Round of applause. Also, thanks Wexel for that one. Alright, that's just about everything I had for today. If you enjoyed, once again, consider subscribing. Also, big thanks to my first channel member, Salt. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. Okay, bye-bye.